Right, so when you saw me last, we were at Whorlton Castle and I was explaining to you how the video got a bit too long for me to do in one go. So we're going to rejoin the video back at Whorlton Old Church. You'll see the tower. You'll notice that the church and the tower are actually locked up. I found out whilst I was there that the church does open at certain periods, but they are very select. So in a future date, hopefully we can go back and see inside the church, possibly the tower. That'd be quite cool. Otherwise, welcome back to Adventure 82. And this is part 2 to the exploring of the abandoned Whorlton Castle and its adjacent old church. So we're here, we're going to look around the church now. As we look round, you can see the towers still standing. There is a main section there of the church still standing as well. This would have been the inside, the altar if you like, of the church, so that's not there. This is a medieval church, which Whorlton in its original guise, this and the castle, was a Saxon village. It was mysteriously abandoned. Nobody knows why, but a lot of people theorise it was probably due to the plague, because a lot of villages were abandoned during the plague. Some of them survived, some of them didn't. Whorlton Church was of such a stature, known as the Church of the Holy Cross, that they rebuilt it back down the road here in the village of Swainby. Oh, there's a little grey squirrel just there, look at that. That's pretty cool. It's not every day you film about a church and get interrupted by a squirrel. It's worth noting that's a grey squirrel, which means it's technically classed as an invasive species because the grey squirrels were brought in from the United States during the late 19th to beginning of the 20th century, and since then have been wreaking havoc on the native red squirrel of the UK. We just turned into nature file. Right, anyway, back to the castle and the village. So as Erica films the squirrel, yeah, so they rebuilt the church back down the road in Swainby, which is that direction we have to pass through to get to here. So when you pass the village church there, that's now known as the Church of the Holy Cross, and they rebuilt it because that's what this was known as. It's not a massive room, but we will have a good look at it. And yeah, let's have a nose. Right, so we're now inside the ruins. That's all that's left inside of the church is through there. I don't know if you can even actually get in here. What's it say? For an up-to-date information about services in this benefice, go to a church near you. Right. You can see, or you should be able to, hopefully, they've still got the old wooden seating and stuff in there. That's pretty cool. Oh, come on, camera, focus. Camera. Can we get the camera to focus? You know, I love autofocus though, because it just doesn't always want to behave. So yeah, there we go. That's about as good as it's going to give you because of the other bars. If they didn't have the second lot of bars, we'd be better off. But you can see in there what's left of the church, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. It does have some information here. Let's see what it says. I'll take a photograph of this as well if you want to read it yourself, but I will read you a bit. It says, "Welcome to the Old Holy Cross Church, Whorlton." Pardon me. It says, "Welcome to the Old Holy Cross Church, Whorlton. Sadly, normally kept locked, but please take a look inside through the barred window openings. Services are held here on occasions during the year. A short history of the church is given below. For further information about the church and the castle, a booklet is available for purchase in the church porch in the village. So there you go. So you can see the graveyard must have been extended at some point into what would have been part of inside, I'm guessing. The church, going by the fact that if you look at the wall here, there's a rim, and that would indicate that once upon a time there was a roof there. So you can also see here that this pillar is now sticking out here, but if you come on this side, the pillar is completely hidden behind the wall. So I'm guessing this was filled in, bricked in at some point, probably to stop people climbing inside the tower, because if you look, that's properly padlocked, no one's going in there. But I just know something. That's an interesting stone. Look at that. There's a stone there with a skull and crossbones on it. Look at that. Was he a pirate? Don't want to be rude, just don't know. Can you read what that says? Erica's trying to read what it says. She's much better at this old writing than I am. But tower is stunning. Wish we could climb it, but unfortunately you're not allowed, which is a bit annoying. You can see here too, see there used to be another entrance this side, and that's been filled in too. So no one climbs inside this tower anymore. It would be nice to get inside and show you what's in there. If they do services sometimes, it said on the church, maybe if I could speak to somebody in the village, we can find out if there's a way that maybe somebody could just let us look inside the tower at some point. But otherwise, this is a pretty cool explore. Did you manage to figure out what it said?
Only a couple of words.
Oh, no good then. Right, so Erica didn't manage to sort of figure out what that said. So, next plan is to, once we've finished looking around here, is to go to something else. It's not, it's completely unrelated to the church and the castle, but it's just as interesting, so we'll do that in a minute. But not done with the church just yet, so we'll do that first. Erica's just pointed out, see there's crests up here to commemorate different things. Just being careful because I'm in obviously a graveyard. These are pretty awesome. You can see the ornate carved faces as well. Some of them have worn off, like on here, but that one there, see on this side, that's still quite intact. Sad to think that most of these are locked. Look at that one, that's tomb's kind of part open, it's fallen open. That's really quite odd. It's yeah, sides are collapsed. Yeah. Oh, Eric has found something. What? Yeah, I was just showing the people, there's one there where the sides have collapsed. Well, have you seen one as well? Oh, okay, yeah, look at this. Okay, so this one's still intact. So what's this one? Oh, there's writing on the side of it too, look. It's very ornate. What's this say?
Right, it says, in memory of Elizabeth Mary, the wife of James Wilson, who's on the other side, of Pt2 Grange, late of Whorlton, daughter of Isaac Hopper Esquire of Norton in the county of Durham, who departed this life the 4th day of April 1836, aged 46 years.
So you're led to believe that like a lot of people died young, which Have you seen the early part?
46 is young.
I'm just saying, we were led to believe that like a lot of people in this time died like quite young, and for the most part that's true. Like we've seen graves today where people died at like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, but like 46 was classed as quite old back then. These days that's not.
No.
But like the fact that we found some gravestones here as well where some people have managed to live until they're like 90, and in like the 1800s that was not common. There's a few things I find interesting about this particular bit. One, you can see here where clearly there was something else attached to that wall. And you can also see here where that's been, you've got the normal stone it was built out of, then you've got like cobbled stone kind of thing going all the way up here to a point, and you've got a clean line here, and it comes back down and round. So that's clearly been filled in. But also, it's dated up here as 1891. Now a lot of these people that you see, I'll turn this around, a lot of these people you see in this graveyard that have died, a lot of them are dying like in the late 1880s, early 1890s. I'm wondering if that was when something happened to the church, or whether what we've got looking at here is a mixture of Saxon church complete with rebuilt church, which was then replaced church with the one down in Swinby. I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody will know, but if you do know, let me know. Eric is just saying something else. Right, so I mentioned to you back at the castle just before we leave the church, there was a link between this and the castle. The link between this and the castle, there was a gentleman who ran the castle in the 1300s called Lord Nicholas. And it's rare, but it's not unheard of to have some of the old medieval memorials left. There's a memorial, an effigy to him in here, which you can't see through the bars. It's carved out of bogwood, and it would have originally had charcoal inside it, which would have helped and aided in the preservation of it, because the charcoal absorbs the moisture, therefore stopping the bogwood, or slowing down at least, the rotting process of the bogwood. So that's why they're quite rare, because a lot of them have rotted away over the years. Unfortunately, as we saw earlier in the video, this is kept locked, so I can't unfortunately show you that, but it is there. But yeah, so on to our last part of the explore, the bonus section, if you will. Right, so this is the last bit of our explore. I noticed when we got here, it's like an abandoned farm building. I don't know anything about this place. It just looked interesting. I thought we'd have a quick look. I can't imagine it's going to be anything overly interesting, because it looks like it's just stables, but I thought we could have a look. Looks like it's used for sheep, actually. Might still be being used, I have no idea. It looks abandoned, and it does look like it's not being used. I mean, look how overgrown this is. This is very, very overgrown. I'm also being careful where I walk, because this is like prime tick country. But looking in here, I'm not sure if this is being used. Look, it's all collapsed. Wow. You come inside here, actually got a collapsed brick wall. You've got stones there. I don't know if this is collapsed or not, to be honest. It's hard to tell if this one's being used or not. I don't think it is. Not looking at this brickwork, look at that. That's an entire, I don't even know what that was. Kiln, maybe? Who knows? But then it's got metal sheeting on it. So someone's bothered to roof it. It's very interesting to look at, though. Bricks everywhere. I don't know if this is used or not. See, when you see it like this, you'd guess, or you'd assume it's not being used, but then the thing is, you've got like the wood and the windows like this and that, and you've got like boarded up bits, but then the roofing has been replaced at some point, but then that's quite scraggy. So if it was being used, it's not being used now, I don't think. And this is the one bit you really can't get to by the looks of it, although, yeah, it's just old farm building. Yeah, this is not being used, hasn't been used for a while. This is on a public footpath. What I do like though is look at the view of the castle from up here. That's quite pretty awesome. Right, so that's Whorlton Old Church, and now not as interesting as I'd liked it to have been, bones to explore. I hope you enjoyed our explore around Whorlton. I've definitely enjoyed sharing it with you. I'll see you next Wednesday in a video that is yet to be determined. Until then, I hope you have a great start to your next week. I hope you had a brilliant end to the week that's just gone, and I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, if you did press the subscribe button in the last video, awesome. If you didn't, otherwise, take care guys, see you soon.